Notre Dame keeps finding ways to win these low scoring games as if we're still stuck in the 90s. Traveling to Duke, Catholics versus Devils, college game day, Notre Dame 21, Duke 14. The college football world did take a blow on Saturday night, though, with the loss of Riley Leonard. I do know that it's a high ankle sprain. Telling me before we just launched here that it was one of the ending drives. But man, what do we think about this one? Because all I have right now are Catholic and devil jokes.
Well, what I think about this is that if you put this Duke defense, or I don't again, I don't even know if that I'm putting it right with that. I think if you put this Duke defense on USC's offense, you probably got a dang heck of a national championship contender. I think if you
Oh,
put it
wow.
on a team like 2022 Tennessee, you might have a
Mm,
national championship contender. They're tough. They hold Sam Hartman to 50% completion percentage,
mm,
15 of 30, which is just disgusting. But when you find a way to win a game like that and you cover on the road, I'm impressed. Nonetheless, as ugly as it was and as muddy as they made it, uh, you know, Notre Dame still got Estime to 4.5 per carry and two
hmm
touchdowns, one being the absolute game winner there towards the end. And you just hate it for Leonard and Duke and how inspirational that they've been, honestly, because they look like someone I would never want to play. Is what they look like.
Yeah, for sure.
But he goes down on the last play of, well, the last offensive play for Duke, strip sack, fumble, and he gets his ankle rolled up on. But luckily for them, they do get a bye week at a perfect time. I think 4-1 going into it. You've got NC State out of that, so hopefully they can rebound and get back to what we've seen them be. But this feels like just a classic game, man. Ground game dominated it. Both quarterbacks not all that flashy. That's the way it feels to me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. What jumps out to me is how Vegas was so wrong on the over under,
Yeah,
putting this at 52 and a half, and it came out at 35 total. I just don't understand in today's world, especially with quarterbacks like Sam Hartman and Riley Leonard putting up 35 total points in totality. And Sam Hartman, arguably the one of the best quarterbacks in the country, arguably the best pocket passing quarterback in the country. And not that he's a statue by any means. But, I mean, you pointed out 50% completion rate over Duke.
yeah,
I mean, say what you want to about the defense. I mean, I hear you. I hear you. But Duke, y'all. Duke.
yeah. And look, if that doesn't, to me, and look, his leading receiver, of course, because it's Notre Dame, of course, because it's college football, maybe more so. But the leading receiver for Notre Dame is their tight end, Mitchell Evans, 134 of Hartman's 222.
Yeah.
Um, College defenses, tell me, say what you want. They don't know what to do with solid tight ends. Road environments have been ultra, ultra unfriendly to
yeah.
opposing teams this year, not games
Yeah.
especially. I
Yeah.
think the stats on that would be fantastic. That may be something I have to dive into and report back
Mm.
on because, again, road environments, especially at night, and it doesn't matter if it's not in Florida's case and some other cases, but they've
Yeah.
not been friendly, and it slows down Notre Dame in a really big way. I mean, Duke had them; they had them edged in total. Oh no, they didn't. Excuse me. I thought they had them in total yards. They did not, but
They
they
did
slowed
not.
them
Yeah.
down significantly. I mean, you did outrush them, but you didn't slow them down quite enough to pull off the win. Just a vintage game, though, when you look at it being 14-14 right near the end. I mean, that's beautiful. That's beautiful stuff,
For sure.
and it's what I miss about the game.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, not sure what their ceiling really kind of is when I look at their offensive production against Ohio State, against
Mm.
Duke. Like we're saying, even though so much credit goes out to Elko and the staff there, what they've done very fast at Duke.
hmm
Just don't know what to make of Notre Dame in the long run yet, and I think Duke should be right there, ready to bounce back once they get Leonard back, once they get some guys healthy. Hopefully, they've got a
Yeah.
backup quarterback that can carry the load until he is able to bounce back. But vintage football on Saturday night.
For sure. I'm trying hard not to peek the future here, but I'm straight jacked for this Duke at Florida State game coming up on the 21st. But we will be in Tuscaloosa, obviously. And then Notre Dame, just peeking at them very, very quickly. Traveling to Louisville, an undefeated Louisville next week, hosting USC the week after that, hosting a terrible Pitt. Traveling to Clemson, hosting Wake Forest. That's just interesting because of the Sam Hartman factor. And then ending the season at Stanford. Going to be some tough ones there in the mix for Notre Dame. But nonetheless, man, I think if I'm recapping this, looking at it, so I had Notre Dame 24-20. You had Notre Dame 30-28. So we both had Notre Dame winning outright. And they pulled this game out 21-14. The Catholics, the Catholicisms over the Satan worshipers, 21-14.